Hi everyone, welcome to our channel World in a Thali. We're a family of three who love traveling. We've been traveling for quite some time now, but only recently started vlogging. This is our second video of our 8-day trip covering both Montenegro and Croatia. In the first video, we showed you all the things that we did in Montenegro. The link to that video is in the description box below. In this video, we'll cover what we managed to do in 3 days in Croatia. After we left Montenegro, we drove to this beautiful town called Leni in Croatia, which is about 20 minutes away from Dubrovnik. We chose to stay outside of Dubrovnik because we wanted to avoid the traffic in the city, and also places outside the city are definitely cheaper, but you also get to experience the local life. We spent the night in this beautiful apartment which we booked through Airbnb, the link to which is in the description section below. We started off day one of our trip in Croatia by taking the ferry from Leni directly to Lokrum. The ferry has stops in different towns and goes all the way to Dubrovnik and back as well, but we wanted to take it easy on the first day and wanted to explore just Lokrum in this day. You can find details of the ferry and the cost from the link below. We did this trip in 2020 and it was during COVID as well. So any information that we provide now might be incorrect or might have changed. The link has the most up-to-date information about the ferry service. Lokrum is an island that's right opposite to Dubrovnik. There are regular ferry services from Dubrovnik and Lokrum and back. The island has a botanical garden, a salt lake, and a monastery that dates back to the 10th century. There's also a nice restaurant on the island, and you can stop over for lunch and a glass of wine. It's quite a popular place among Game of Thrones fans because it was used as a filming location for Karth from the series. The monastery on the island has now been converted into an exhibition where you can find the famous Iron Throne, and you get an opportunity to sit on the throne and take photos. As you walk around the island, you see colorful peacocks casually strolling around in the gardens, and on a hot day, a dip in the shallow waters that surround the island feels definitely inviting. We spent an entire day there and headed back to Leni on the last ferry back. The next day, we checked out of our Airbnb and drove to Dubrovnik. Parking in Dubrovnik was definitely expensive, but we were heading to Split that evening, so we wanted to avoid the back and forth. We then went into the old town and I was expecting huge crowds. I had seen videos and pictures of crowds thronging to the old town and I was mentally preparing myself for this experience. However, to my surprise, once we got there, we saw that the streets were empty and there were hardly any people around. We got to see Dubrovnik the way it probably was before all the Game of Thrones fanfare. We walked the quiet streets, took in all the sights, and then headed up to take the cable car to get a panoramic view of Dubrovnik from up above. As we were going to the ticket counter, we were approached by a taxi driver who said that she could take us to a viewpoint which only the locals know about. We were initially skeptical because it sounded like a touristy scam, but we took a chance and jumped into the taxi. Once we got to the top, we realized that she wasn't lying after all. Dubrovnik from that perspective was spectacular. There were not many people at this spot, so we had the whole place to ourselves to enjoy. We took a few photos and then she dropped us off to the station where we took the cable car back to Dubrovnik. We highly recommend taking a local taxi to get to the viewpoint and then taking the cable car down. Just make sure you agree on a price before you get into the car. The island that you see ahead there is the Lokrum Island. Once we got back to Dubrovnik, we collected our cars from the parking lot and started our 3-hour drive to Split. After an overnight stay in Split, on day 3 we headed to the Plitvice National Park, which is about 2.5-hour drive from Split. The Plitvice National Park is the largest national park in Croatia and it's also a UNESCO heritage site. A number of cascading waterfalls join the many lakes on the upper and the lower levels, creating a unique formation which is what got this place into the UNESCO list. There are a total of 16 lakes and a number of small lakes within the park. There are different hiking trails to explore the entire park. You can visit the park 2 or 3 times and each time take a different path for a different view. There are around 8 different programs which varies in duration and trail length. For detailed information on the tours, check out the link in the description. We chose the program C, which is of 4 or 5 hours long in duration and 8 kilometers of trail which covers both the upper and the lower lakes. The program included a combination of walking, a ride on the electric boat, and return to the starting point by a panoramic train. We had the most amazing time visiting this absolutely stunning national park with its clear blue lakes, beautifully cascading waterfalls, the variety of flora and fauna that we found along the way. Again, it was great that we visited this place during COVID because it wasn't so crowded and we could enjoy the beautiful nature around us in peace. After trekking for 8 kilometers, we got to the end of the trail and just about managed to get on the last bus back to the starting point. If we had missed this, we'd had to walk 8 kilometers back to the starting point, which is probably not such a great idea when you're traveling with a toddler. That brings us to the end of this vlog. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment and we'll respond as best as we can. Thank you for sticking around and see you all in the next video.